Hello everyone, Margaret here today. We are going to be doing a tier list on the Pokemon gym leaders, which ones kind of match my vibes, and, how well I think we would get along if we were hanging out in a casual situation. Maybe with a group of friends at a restaurant. So the first one we have is Brock from the first generation of Pokemon, Pokemon Red, Blue, and Yellow. And Brock, in the anime, seems like I would not personally like to hang out with him because he's always hitting on girls in a really weird way. In the games, I don't think he has that reputation. He doesn't have a whole lot going on personality-wise in the games, but I'd say he would at least be a tolerable time, a chill time. He would be there. I don't know what he'd talk about or what he would do, but he doesn't seem like he would be outwardly terrible to hang out with. Misty from the Cerulean City Gym. Obviously, big fan of swimming. Bit of a tomboy. So we like that. Big fitness girl, I would think. I think we would have a fun time because she would probably, hanging out with her would probably be lots of energy. And she would probably also, maybe hanging out with her would get me more into shape. So, might be kind of cool. Lieutenant Zurge is going to be the worst time. He is a big military guy. He also seems like that's kind of his whole identity. So, besides the fact he has a Raichu, and Raichu's my favorite Pokemon, I don't really see us being super good friends. Erica. I think Erica and I have a similar vibe. I think I'm a little less calm than Erica, but we are both very sleepy. She really likes flowers. She really likes, I can imagine, sitting around and chatting, drinking tea. Likes perfume in the anime. I don't know if that's a thing for her in the games, but in the anime, she just seems like a cool girl. And, it seems like, her gym is kind of a place for only ladies. So, seems like kind of a neat place. And, I think we would have a pretty good time together. It would be a very relaxing time, but it would be a best time. Janine. Janine is a bit young. I think she's in her teens. So I don't really see us hanging out together or having too much in common. She also seems very dedicated to her job, which is being a gym leader and being a ninja. I don't know what ninjas are doing in the Pokemon world. They don't really seem to have, besides training, there doesn't really seem to have any reason for doing ninja things in the Pokemon world in the first games, but maybe there's something going on. But young, I don't think we'd have a lot in common. So I would say an awkward time. Not the worst time, because I'm sure we could find something to talk about, but maybe an awkward time where I'm desperately trying to relate to this teenager. Her dad, same vibe as her, but even more serious and kind of seems like a little not a great conversationalist. I'm gonna say probably the worst time with Koga. Again, he's an older man. I don't really know how much we'd have to talk about. He seems very dedicated to his job. It seems like he'd talk about his job quite a bit. So don't really see us having the best time together. So I would say probably if I was in a hangout situation, Koga would not be on my list of people I'd like to hang out with. Sabrina. Sabrina is very scary in the anime. She chills out a lot. But in the games, she seems like she's just kind of like a very serious person who's taking her psychic training very seriously and is surrounding herself with other people like herself that are just trying to figure out their psychic powers. So a very serious hangout time, but probably it could be a very chill hangout time. I would be very interested in learning about her powers and what she can do and how she's growing them. So that would be something that I could probably see us hanging out with, and I would be very interested in more like having a chill interview with her kind of thing. Be very interested in asking her a bunch of questions. Blaine. Oh, Blaine. Blaine is a scientist, so that would be interesting to talk to him about. He's kind of got a mad scientist vibe. I think it's implied in the games that he was involved in creating Mewtwo somehow. So I would say an awkward time with Blaine because at least we'd be able to talk about his scientist stuff a little bit of scientist work. But otherwise, I don't really see us having too much to talk about. So we would probably be sitting, if we were in a group setting, probably be sitting on opposite ends of the table, not really talking that much to each other. Giovanni, probably not a great time. He's a criminal. He seems to be almost openly a criminal. He also seems to be like one of those really rich guys who seems to have no morals. So, not a fan of those. Blue. Blue is not my type of person. I think it's implied in the games that by the time the second generation comes around, he has mellowed out a little bit. He's a little less of a jerk. But again, I would say just an awkward time, because again, maybe we could talk about how his, he doesn't really seem to follow the rules of the other gym leaders, where he doesn't have just ground Pokemon, and he's just kind of chilling with his entirely random type team in a ground gym, and how they just kind of seem to like give him his job because he lost champion status immediately, and they were like, well, you can have this job. It's open. Yeah, so I don't really see me and Blue hanging out too much. Faulkner. Faulkner's kind of a cool guy. When I was younger and me and my friends were like picking people that we were going to have crushes on, because that's what sometimes younger girls do, is we just be like, oh, I have a crush on this guy. Oh, I have a crush on this guy. Faulkner was the one I always chose, because the other ones were usually taken, of the two generations that were available at the time. So yeah, I like Faulkner. I think we would have a chill time. We could talk about his bird Pokemon. I think falconry is really cool. I think taking care of birds is really cool. I like learning about birds. So yeah, I think we would have a chill time. He seems also very serious. It's kind of in this brand of like very serious people who probably have a hard time relaxing. So we would be able to talk about his special interest a lot, but probably not have like, hang out outside of a group setting very much. Bugsy. I think Bugsy, I'm not sure if Bugsy, they've decided that Bugsy's non-binary. He wasn't originally. They weren't originally, I'm not sure. But not sure later on. That seems to be a headcanon a lot of people have. But yeah, Bugsy seems cool. Again, person with a very strong special interest. Kind of young. I think Bugsy's like in his teens as well. But he seems like we would have a fun time. Maybe we could catch insects together and talk about them. Because I also like insects. I can talk. The moral of the story is I'm finding out I can talk about people's special interests a lot as long as they're passionate about it. I will probably pick up on that passion and we can have a cool chat together. Whitney. Even as a kid, I found Whitney annoying. Whitney gives me Mean Girl vibes. I don't know if she should, or like not Claire levels of Mean Girl vibes, but Whitney gives me like young Mean Girl vibes. So I think I would be awkward around her. I'd be worried if anything I told her, she'd immediately go tell her friend group. So I would be like, I would keep my guard up around her a little bit. I don't think it would be the worst time. I think I would just, until I knew her better, I would be afraid to tell her too much stuff in case she told everybody else. Morty. Morty's another one who was a popular character when I was a young teen, because I was right in the big popularity of Pokemon when the first games came out, and then it kind of just kept going from there. Morty seems like he doesn't have a lot going on personality-wise besides that he likes ghosts. He lives in a cool city. He lives in a very historical city, so we could talk about that, probably. Let's put chill time. I find I'm putting a lot of the serious killer characters in chill time. That won't be the case later, because later on, characters get a little bit more personality, have a little bit more screen time. Yeah, I would say Morty could be a chill time. Again, I try to find something to talk about him with. He doesn't seem like he'd be annoying or intimidating to talk to. I'm not entirely sure what we would talk about. I like his clothes style. We could talk about that. So again, we might not talk too much at this group setting, this hypothetical group setting that we're hanging out at. Chuck. Oh, I feel like I'm putting a lot of the older men in the lower, worst time. Chuck. I don't see... He's like a dad fitness guy? Yeah, I don't really see us having a lot to talk about. Now, to be a fly on the wall with these four, just hanging out together, these four in the worst time for me, but to watch it, That would be an interesting dinner. But for me to be hanging out with Chuck, I don't think we'd have much to talk about, unfortunately. Jasmine. Jasmine seems like a very chill girl. She really cares about her Pokemon, to the point that she kind of stops her job to help her Ampharos feel better. I understand that. I think we'd have quite a bit to talk about. I also would, if I was in the Pokemon world, would have very strong feelings about my Pokemon. I think, and she just seems like a really sweet girl. So I think we would maybe we'd be able to have a relaxing time together and just chat about that. And she gives me the vibe of like being a really intense dog or cat person. And I could talk about that with someone for hours. So yeah, best time for her. Price. Price is an older man. Someone, at least in the remake, someone who's like really well dressed. Like they really gave him, I think he was wearing like a white shirt and pants before. He was very like nothing dressed before, like just a guy you see every day. And then they gave him like this cool trench coat and scarf. I think we could have a chill time with Price. I think, I do like talking to older people and like hearing about their lives and asking them questions about what experiences they've had. It's like the ones in the worst time, they're like in their 40s and 50s, and then once you get into the 60s and up, I like work at a restaurant with a lot of older people, and they always can have cool conversations with them about their lives. So I think me and Price could have a chill time. Claire. Speaking of mean girl vibes. Oh, Claire. I think Claire would spend the entire hangout talking about herself, possibly complaining about the customer service at the restaurant we were at. Maybe not tipping the employees. I don't think I would enjoy hanging out with Claire. I skipped these two because I already have them individually. I don't know why they put them together, but Claire, I don't think I would enjoy hanging out with Claire. I've hung out with people like Claire before, and it's tiring. It's exhausting. They don't give, at least how she is portrayed in the games. I haven't seen the anime. Once the anime got to Johto, I kind of stopped watching when I was younger. So I don't know how she's portrayed in the anime, but in the games, she's not a nice person. So I can't really see us having a best time together. So worst time. First girl on the worst time, by the way. Roxanne. Roxanne's really young. She's very young. She's very smart. Like a preppy schoolgirl. Really rule follower. Very smart, book smart. So yeah, I could see us having a good time together. But again, she's very young. So it'd be very strange if I was hanging out with her, as in my 30s. But, yeah, I think we could have something to talk about. So I'd say chill time. Chill time with Roxanne. Brawly. Brawly is a fitness guy who's younger. That could be a good or a bad thing. Brawly. I can't remember what his personality's like in the game. I can't remember if he's cool or like fitness is his entire personality. I think it would be a bit awkward. I think we wouldn't have too much to talk about. Watson. Watson seems like a fun guy to hang out. He seems like an older hippie in a weird way. And I'm sure he's got stories and he's probably really funny. So I would say a fun time with Watson. Again, I work at a restaurant with a lot of older people, and older people are not a monolith. There's a lot of different types, and he seems like the one that would be kind of fun. Flannery. Flannery is really cool. I think she's also very young, but she definitely seems like she'd be fun to hang out with. She seems like she'd be really into doing something extreme, like extreme sports or something like that, which I wouldn't be into, but I would like talking to her about it. She seems like she's like really energetic, so it would be exhausting for me, but it'd be fun exhausting as opposed to Claire, which would be bad exhausting. Norman. Norman. Guy who doesn't really hang out with his kids. I think it would be awkward. I think he would sit there silently the entire dinner and we would never engage with each other. Like this, with his arms crossed. He'd just sit there the whole dinner. He'd eat, and then he'd go back to sitting with his arms crossed and we never talk. And I'd talk to everybody else at the table instead of him. Winona. Okay, now we're getting to the people who are intimidating in the fact that they're really pretty and really graceful, and I would feel like a big schlub around them. She seems really cool, but she looks like a ballet dancer. And, yeah, I think I would be intimidated from talking to her just because she's kind of like on an entire different level from me, looks-wise and socialization-wise. So I would say awkward time, but not because of her, because of me, because of my self-esteem issues. Tate and Liza. I have never met people like this in my life, but I have heard that there are twins in the world where being a twin is your entire personality. And not that it isn't very important, but like, and also very young. These kids are super young. And they dress alike, or their parents have made them dress alike. I think it would be awkward. I don't think I would talk to them. And then if I was a hangout situation with a bunch of people and they were there, I'd be like, why are these children here? Why are these two children who are dressed alike at this table? Wallace. Now, Wallace is intimidating, but I think Wallace would be like, everybody at this table is going to have a fun time, whether they want to or not. So I would say a fun time, but at the end of that night, I would need to sleep for like 12 hours. So I think he would be friendly with everybody and make sure everybody's having a good time because he's like the most extroverted person. But I would be exhausted, but it would be fun exhausted like Flannery, if not more so than Flannery. Flannery's like mild Wallace, and Wallace is like another level of extreme. Why does this say Wallace? This is Juan. Okay. This is Juan. Juan just looks like kind of a cool guy. I think we would have a chill time. I think he has something going on. He has something to talk about. He looks like a guy who has something to talk about. I don't know what that is. Water Pokemon? Also my favorite. We could talk about that. But yeah, he just seems cool. He seems like, I would ask him what his fashion inspiration is because he's got some interesting stuff going on. I would ask him, you know, about his life. He seems like he has something to say. And yeah, I don't know what that is, but he seems like he'd have something to say. Rourke. Rourke. Rourke is like a miner. Not like a miner. He works in mines. Oh yeah, there's Juan and Wallace together. I'm not going to put them together because they're not together. They're two individuals. Rourke. Rourke seems like a guy who also his job is very important to him. And seems like he's very into his job. And honestly, I think we could probably talk about that because I would be interested in mining, like how mining works. I would ask a lot of questions about it. So I think we'd have a chill time, but I don't think we'd hang out afterwards. We'd just be like, oh yeah, like, we talk about our jobs a lot. And, yeah. Gardenia. I like Gardenia. I think, I can't remember. Again, the gym leader's personalities, besides just the way they look, is a little hard to go with. But I like grass. I like grass. But I like plants. I like flowers. I think her gym is cool. I think along the lines of Erica, we'd be able to sit in her gym and just enjoy. It'd be like going to a botanical garden or going to a greenhouse. We just kind of enjoy the ambiance together and chill. And I think that would be a great time. I think that would be a really fun time. Maylene, way too young. She can hang out with Tate and Liza and Janine. They can all hang out together. If I was hanging out with them, I'd be like, why am I hanging out with this 12-year-old? Too young. Cool that she has something that she's really into, like a sport that she's really into. That's cool. I was never that kind of kid, but she's too young to be hanging out with me. Crash or Wake. Wrestler. I'm not a wrestling fan. I think it's cool that people are, and I think it's cool that I've learned more about it, and it's like, oh, okay, I can see why people are into this. I thought it was just a sport. I didn't realize that there was a whole bunch of lore until I was older, and I'm like, oh, I can see why people are into this now. This is like a sport with like theatrics. I think it would be awkward, especially if he came to the dinner with a bunch of people and he was in his wrestling outfit. The rest of these some of these could kind of pass as normal clothes, but if he came with the mask on and the wrestling outfit, I'd probably be wondering why. I think it would be awkward. I don't think I would have the worst time because he probably, again, has some cool stories, but I'd be probably a little nervous around it and probably be like, I'm gonna wait till other people talk to this guy before I talk to this guy. Fantina seems like she would be really fun to hang out with. She's like a model. She's like a contest girl. She's like a theater girl. Her and Wallace doing the hand movements here. Look at them, the two of them together. They would be the center of the party and we'd all just be watching them chat. So yeah, Fantina seems fun. I love her hair. I love her dress. I'd ask who made her dress, if she made it herself. because it looks really cool. So yeah, Fantina, cool lady. I think she'd be cool to hang out with. Byron, again, mining. More serious than his son. I think he would be less likely to talk about it with me. Yeah. Rourke's is his son, right? I think so. I can't really see Rourke's hair color, but I think Byron is his dad. I don't think we'd have a good time. I think he'd have Norman vibes, but instead of Norman being like quiet and not responsive, Byron might be mean. He looks a little mean. He looks a little mean. I would be probably like, don't talk to me. Candice. She seems fun. She seems like a little, kind of like an older version of Roxanne. Candice seems like a slightly grown up Roxanne, like similar vibes, kind of that preppy girl vibe. She seems like someone who just has a lot of extracurricular activities. So that might be cool to talk to her about. Again, a little young, but I think young where I'd have something to talk to her about. Like older young, like, or mature young, where I'd be like, okay, we can talk. We have something we can talk about. I'd ask her like, I think she's like high school age. I'd ask her about her school. And I work with someone about her age and we have stuff to talk about. Volkner. Volkner does not seem like a very chatty guy. He seems like he'd be kind of keep to himself. And when I'm like I didn't really go over this yet, but if you haven't picked up on it, I'm a reflector person. So if someone is quiet, I'll be quiet. If someone is talkative, I'll be talkative. So I wouldn't get a whole lot from Volkner, but I don't think it would be actively bad. I think it'd be more like Norman, where it'd be like, we're not really engaging with each other, and I engage with people or other people around this hypothetical hangout table at a restaurant. The 3 restaurant boys. They'd be the servers at the restaurant. They wouldn't be hanging out with us. Chili seems like a lot. Chili seems like he'd be a bit awkward. He'd be too much. Like, he'd be one of those really, if they're the servers in this situation, because he's not, if they're coming to the hangout with their serving outfits on, I'm like, why? Maybe they just got off work. I don't know. But I know sometimes when you're a restaurant worker, you have trouble turning it off when you're at another restaurant. So he'd be a lot, so I'd say a little awkward for him. Silen, is it Silen or Seelan? Or Salon? I think it's Silen. Silen would be probably chill. And Cress seems the most laid back of them. I would say those two would be chill, and Chili's a little too intense and would be a bit awkward. The intensity would turn me off. I think me and Lenora would get along. I think we're similar ages. I think Lenora's actually a little older. But she also runs a museum, and that would be so cool to hang out and chat about. Because I love museums. If there's a museum in a place, I want to go to it. She seems really cool. Plus, she has a really fluffy dog that I want to meet. Berg. Oh, Berg is an artist. Berg is an artist, but like I get the pretentious vibe from him. I don't know if he is, but I get the pretentious vibe from him. I think it would be awkward. I think he would talk about his art all the time, and it's like, I like doing art too, but I don't talk about it all the time. Elisa, model, very interesting. I would be so intimidated by her. I would want to ask her questions and would be afraid to, because she's beautiful, she's very professional, she has a really famous job, and I would want to ask her a million questions and would not, because I'd be terrified. But she'd be so cool. I'd be like, I want to talk to this person. It's like it would be meeting a celebrity in real life. But that's, again, not about her, that's about me. Okay. So, we've got Skyla. Skyla seems fun. A little young, I think, for me. I don't know how old she is. But, a little young for us to have too much in common. But has a cool job. She's like a pilot. I think she'd be a fun time. She'd be a very energetic time. Clay. Oh, Clay. You're like Byron, but more. Oh. You talk about his money a lot, and his investments a lot, and his guns a lot, none of which I'm really interested in. His badge is, I think, just a bullet, is it not? I don't think I would have a lot in common with Clay to talk about. I think I would probably, if I saw Clay on the street, I would avoid him. Bryson. Now, Bryson is like an art guy, but not art guy. He's like a theater guy, but where Fantina and Wallace are very loud, Bryson is like a introverted theater guy. Like he's very much like, probably like a, what's it called? The actors who like really get into their role. So chill time where we could talk about like the different shows he's done, but he probably wouldn't be super talkative. So, but I would be interested in talking to him, and he probably would be receptive to talking, but he probably would be like very straight and to the point about his career. Drayden. Drayden's an interesting guy. He's very fit. He's an older man. He's very fit. Crazy beard. Really into dragons, which is cool. I like dragons. Drayden. I think we just, nothing against Drayden. I just don't think, I think our lives are too different to have too much in common besides dragons are cool. Which can be the start of a conversation, but not the way to keep a conversation going. I'd say Drayden is a no for me. He wouldn't be like a horrible person for me to hang out with, but he would be not someone that I would be able to engage with very much, I don't think. Unless he has grandkids he wants to talk about. I love people talking about their grandkids. That's great. I don't know if he does. I don't know. I don't think it's mentioned in the game. I know him and Iris have a relationship that's kind of granddaughter, but Iris is very cute. She's very young. Her and Maylene, Tate and Liza, and Janine, we'll move them together. I would set up a group with the 5 of them and have them hang out. I would not hang out with that group unless I was babysitting, which I think they're a little too old for that. Like, they would do their own thing and I'd just be in the house. I'd order a pizza, and these are not video game kids, but they'd be outside playing soccer or something, and I'd order a pizza for them, but I would not be hanging out with them. Let's see. We got a lot of doubles and triples here. I'm gonna leave it. Charon is a preppy boy. So we've got Roxanne and Candace who give like preppy girl vibes. Charon is a preppy boy. He's very smart. He dresses very sharply. He's a little bit perfectionist, which I am as well. So I think we could talk about that. Big logic guy. So yeah, I think we would have something to talk about. Roxy seems really fun. If I was hanging out with her on a one-on-one basis, she'd probably be very loud and have a good time. But she would probably want to go somewhere with loud music, and I would have to say no. I've never hung out with, like, rock musician people. But although there is the stereotype that people who are really big rock stars are, like, really chill in person. Like, there's that whole scene in Wayne's World with Alice Cooper. So maybe she'd be like that. If she was like that, we'd have a fun time. If she was, like, rocker personality all the time, we'd have a very awkward time. Because, loud. I don't like loud people. So, depends on what she's like one-on-one. Elisa, girl, you're the same. I would be awkward because you'd intimidate me. Again, not on you. That's on me. Viola. Viola's a photographer girl. And I like photography. And I used to be a photographer girl. I toned it down. But we would be taking pictures of our food. We'd be taking pictures of things that we see outside. Plus she's a bug trainer, which is cool. I love the idea that she takes pictures of her bugs all the time. I think we would have a great time. We'd go on like photography walks, which if you've never done, it's fun. Just take pictures of whatever you see that you think is kind of cool. In the woods with a camera. Yeah, I think me and Viola would have fun. Marlon. Yeah, I think Marlon would be fun, I think. He seems like he's a very high energy guy. Yeah, he seems like he's a high energy guy. He seems like he's kind of on the same level as Misty, where he's really into fitness, but like maybe not in like a pushy way, like in a let's have fun working out way, which I can get behind. So yeah, my kind of fitness guy. Grant. Oh, rock climber guy. I haven't played a lot of this gen, so I'm like, rock climber guy. How did I miss him? I must have skipped him and gone straight to Viola, but that's fine. Rock climber guy, Grant. Rock climbing's cool. He has an Amara who evolves into one of my favorite Pokemon. Auroras, so that's cool. I like his hair. His hair's really cool. I don't know what his personality's like because I haven't really played too much of these games, but I think we would have a chill time. I think we'd have enough to talk about. He seems cool. Karina. Karina's like the fighting roller skater girl. She seems like a bit of a lot. Not as much of a big of a lot as Roxy is, but like I said, Roxy depends entirely if she's chill outside of when she's in a concert. Karina. Extreme sports girl. Extreme sports, but like all the time instead of Flannery, who seems like she might be extreme sports just part of the time. I would say Karina might be a bit awkward for us to have stuff to talk about. Not that she seems nice, but again, it's just like different vibes. Ramos. I think Ramos is an old gardener guy. I think we would have a good time together. I think he would take me through his garden and we talk about all his plants and have a great time. Maybe he looks like someone who would make me like a bouquet out of his flowers and stuff. I think me and Ramos would have a good time. Clement. Would he have the Doc Ock arms at the dinner that we would be with other people? If he doesn't, might be fun. He seems like a fun guy. He seems like he'd have a lot of video games, which I like. A lot of tech. Like, not like big tech, not AI tech, but like little like gadgets and stuff. I think we'd have a fun time, but he can't bring the Doc Ock arms, or you have to put them away. He has to put them in like a backpack or something. Because that's a lot. That's a lot at a dinner. Valerie. Oh, girl, you're going with Elisa. She is so cool. I would never talk to her. She is so pretty and so cool and so fashiony. I would never, ever talk to her because I would be so scared of looking like a big schlub around her. But she's really cool. I'd really want to talk to her, but I would be so incredibly awkward around her. Olympia. Oh, again. Olympia's also very cool. But again, she's so... I think I would approach her like I approach a cosplayer, where I'd be like, oh my god, girl, tell me who made your outfit, because I want to know, because the star cape is crazy. Again, I would be intimidated, but I think I would get over my intimidation just to ask her about her outfit. I might be able to do that with Valerie too, but Valerie's closer to... Well, I might be closer to Olympia's age, actually. Valerie's young and crazy good looking, and Olympia is like probably closer to my age. I'm not sure how old Olympia is. She might be 50. I don't know. She looks great. But yeah. Wolfric. Big guy. I don't think we'd have a bad time. I don't even know what Wolfric's into though. He's a nice guy. I think we'd have a chill time just because he seems chill. He's the ice guy, he's chill. I think we'd have a chill time, but it would depend on if we had something to talk about. And he might bump down to awkward time if we didn't have anything to talk about. Because he gives... Drayden's very intense, and Wolfric is intense, but in a more soft way, I guess, because he's like a more round color or shape language. Yeah. It would depend on what his personality is like, because I never got that far in here. And also... what we'd have to talk about, but we might be able to have a chill time, no pun intended, but it's very easily could bump down to awkward time, depending on what he's like. Milo seems like a sweet guy. He's so strong, but he's not strong in like a gym bro way, he's strong in like I farm for a living way. And he seems like a really cool guy to hang out with. I love how so many of the plant guys are up here. It's like, water Pokemon are my favorite, but the plant gym leaders are usually my favorite. Like, they just seem cool. So Milo, cool. Milo seems like a really nice, fun person to hang out with. Nessa. Oh. Nessa is also so pretty and cool. I would be intimidated by her. She doesn't seem like she's mean. She seems like she's actually very nice. But I would be so scared to approach her. She'd be like a celebrity. I'd be like, no, I can't. Kabu. Kabu seems very reserved. He seems very into fitness. I think it would be awkward just because, again, I think he's one of those people who looks like they're really gruff, but they aren't actually, but they also don't emote very much. So I think I would be nervous talking to him just because I'd be wondering what he's thinking. The Ghost Boy. What's the ghost boy's personality like? I don't know. Is he just creepy? I don't know what the ghost boy's like. Oh, Beatty. Ugh. Beatty, and I don't know. I think you get better later, but ugh, at the beginning, no way. You would... Spoiled boy. Spoiled young boy. No, too young for me to hang out with. Too spoiled for me to relate to. Ugh. Yeah, we would have a bad time. Opal is great. Opal seems like she'd be wonderful to hang out with. She's got great fashion. She seems super nice. She doesn't take no guff from anybody. I love Opal. I would hang out with Opal in a second. Melanie also. Melanie and me. I joke that I have Melanie's body type. But she's so cool. Yeah, we definitely have something to talk about, and she's very cool, and I would like her. She's also an ice trainer, so she's very cool. But again, I would have the best time hanging out with Melanie, I think. I'm skipping people because I don't really know what Alistair and B's personalities are like. Gordy, I would not like Gordy. Gordy, I'm sure he's fine. He looks like the worst person for me to hang out with, for me to relate to and have a good time with. He looks like the worst person for me to relate to, just personally. Nothing is against people who are like this. I just don't get along with people like this. I'm not saying these are bad people. I just don't get along or have anything related to talk about with people like this. Like, Alistair, little ghost boy. I think it'd be awkward just because he's a young kid. And it's like, why is he here? Why is this young kid hanging out with people that are more closer to my age? Is his mom here? Yeah. But, you know, don't have anything against small, strange children. Might be able to get along with them, but I think it would first be awkward for sure. B seems chill. She seems like she's really into fitness, but she's not like... She'd have to put shoes on. We're in a restaurant. I know that's kind of a thing, as she's barefoot all the time. She'd have to put shoes on. We're in a restaurant. No shirt, no shoes, no service in most restaurants. But she seems like she's very into fitness, but she's not like pushy about it. So I think it'd be a chill time. I think she's someone who can relax in her downtime. Marnie seems extremely chill. She seems like she's chill. She's a little too young for me to hang out with, but she does seem like she's very chill. Piers is cool though. A musician. He's very much like, gives me Berg vibes too, where he's like an artist and that's his personality. But I do like his hair. We might be able to talk about hair stuff for a while because I think hairstyling is really cool. Ooh. I'd say top. Let's put him top of awkward time. Because he could be chill time, depending on if I could get him on a subject that wasn't his art. Raihan. Raihan is very attractive, but let's put him in awkward because he's not. I don't think that we'd have nothing to talk about, but I think he would be doing social media the whole time. Ooh, that I do not like people who do that though. He doesn't seem like a bad person though. Well, none of these guys are actually bad people. They're just different. Worst time. I think I would not enjoy someone who was doing social media the whole time. At a dinner together, I think I would be like, please stop. Please stop. Katie. I love Katie. She's bug. She cooks. She bakes. I think we would like cooking and baking together. That sounds like it'd be a fun time. A fun hangout. If anyone ever wants to hang out with me, just say we can cook and bake together. Brassius seems chill. He does have a whip, which is a little strange. He jumped up on a windmill, I believe, in the game. Which is odd. But I think he would be okay to talk to. Iona. Oh. Iona would be like Raihan, but a little less annoying because maybe she doesn't... I don't know if she streams all the time. But I'd still be awkward because I'd be worrying if she was streaming at any given moment and if I was there and she'd be streaming. So awkward. She seems nice, but anyone who's like their social media is that important to them, I'm always going to kind of be like, I'm a little nervous. Kofu. Kofu's like a fisherman guy? I think Kofu's cool. I think we could talk, maybe a cook fisherman? Yeah, I think we could talk about Kofu. He seems neat. Larry. Despite the fact that everybody loves Larry, and I also love Larry, I think we'd have a chill time just talking about our jobs. Because that's what Larry does. He's like a normal guy who just has a job and he has a job to do, and that's kind of how I feel about my job sometimes. So I think we could talk about that. I don't think it would be the best time, because he seems kind of like he would rather be home. And I'd probably pick up on that and be like, it's okay if you go home. We don't have to hang out anymore. Rhyme. Oh, Rhyme seems cool. Rhyme seems like we'd have a really fun time. We could do karaoke and she'd be really good at it and I'd be terrible at it. But she seems like she'd be fun. She seems like she'd be really fun. Tulip. Oh gosh, here's another one that's like, she's so put together and pretty. I would not want to talk to her just out of my feeling terrible but standing beside her. But she seems nice. She's just like, I would be too scared. I would be too scared to talk to her. And Grusha. This is not... Oh, I guess there's no gym leaders for the ZA. So Grusha's the last one. That's an actual gym leader. Grusha, I think we would have a chill time. No pun intended, ice gym leader. But Grusha's very introverted, and I'm someone who nervously babbles. But I think we would be able to talk about something quietly. We'd have a quiet but chill time. They seem friendly, but just introverted. Okay, so that's everybody. So like I said, these ones at the bottom, I don't think these are bad people. Except for Giovanni, who's an openly a criminal. I don't think these are bad people. They're just people that I would have a hard time relating to or having a good time with in a group setting or a one-on-one setting. I don't think we would have anything to talk about. Yeah. Our vibes and these vibes just bounce off each other. It's not that I think they're bad people. It's just I don't think we would have any reason to hang out ever. And if we did, we would have both have a bad time. So yeah, at the top we've got Erica, Jasmine, Gardenia, Lenora, Viola, Ramos, Milo, Opal, Melanie, and Katie. These ones would fit my vibe the best. I would have a great time hanging out with any of these guys. And then it goes down from there. I'm not going to go through everybody again. But yeah, the most are in awkward time, which does tell me that I have a lot of personalities that I'm either nervous around or would have trouble talking to. Not surprising for me, but yeah, I like that the chill time and the awkward time are almost the same size. So anyway, thanks for watching. I don't know if this is interesting to anyone, but maybe you can relate to any of these people. Maybe you can tell me that I got someone's personality wrong because I haven't got that far in a game that they're in and I don't really know what their personality is. There's a few I definitely don't know their personality very well, so I don't know if like the way they look is a great indicator of what they're like. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. We'll catch you next time. And I hope you're having a good day. If you're not having a good day, I hope your bad day is over with soon. And we'll see you later.